You see all this loot? You're probably thinking, damn, he's rich. Or maybe not. But either way, I wanted to know statistically where the absolute best loot spots are on Dam Battlegrounds. I was going to calculate the data for every single spot on the map, but then I did the math and realized that would take me a month of 3-hour sessions, and I value my sanity. So I did the next best thing. I targeted the spots everyone actually cares about: water treatment, testing annex, research and admin, hydroponics, and power gen. And to make sure this wasn't just luck, I turned it into science. I playfully forced my friends to be my pack mules because I couldn't carry this much data alone. We ran each spot at least 6 times, specifically during the day cycle, until the numbers stabilized. To keep this accurate, if we killed a player and took their belongings, we subtracted their loot from the total. This is pure map value only. If we couldn't carry something, we memorized the value and added it to the spreadsheet. Also, these numbers include breach lockers from before the change, but exclude locked key rooms. The results actually surprised me. Let's break it down. Alright, let's rip the band-aid off and start with the statistical loser: water treatment. The main attraction here is the lobby and the row of lockers right next to it. As a solo, if there are enough lockers spawned, this is usually enough to fill your inventory completely. And hey, don't be too proud to check the trash bin, okay? Sometimes the good stuff is hiding in the garbage. Right behind that locker wall is the dark control room. It's a bit random, but you can find the essentials: gun crates, ammo crates, raider backpacks, and advanced electrical components. The last spot is across the metal balcony. The general value here is just okay. But here's a pro tip. In every single run we did, we found at least one advanced mechanical component. So if you're farming those, make sure to stop here. Also, breach everything that you see. It can surprisingly pay off. Now for the juicy part, the numbers. We ran the spot 7 times. The lowest that we got is a sad 28,907. The highest amount that we got is a massive 61,444. But full disclosure, that run was blessed by the RNG gods. We found a random renegade in a crate and an anvil in the trash. The total average of those 7 runs is 40,354 coins. Statistically, that makes this the lowest average of all the major areas. The good news? The whole area takes less than 5 minutes to clear, and across all our runs, we didn't see a single soul. It is a ghost town. And the verdict is that it's a safe, easy win for solos and decent enough to fill up on a duo. But if you're a trio, don't bother unless you have the locked room key. Treat water treatment like a quick snack on your route, but don't build your whole raid around it. And moving on to the power generator complex, honestly, this is probably my favorite middle ground between safety and raw loot value. We only needed 6 runs here because the data was incredibly consistent, with one massive exception, which I'll get to in a second. In terms of danger, we only fought players 1 time, and to be honest, I don't even know what they were doing. They shot at us and then literally extracted 2 minutes later. Weird behavior, but I'll take it. This place is deceptively massive. To fully strip it with 3 people, you're looking at 7 to 10 minutes depending on your speed. You've got 4 main zones to worry about. First, the room next to the queen cheese spot. It's big, and if you get the breach locker spawn, you can rack up 10 to 20k here easily. Second, and believe it or not, this is the runner-up, is the room with the holes in the ceiling and the rusty boxes. Since the changes, I've actually found quite the few blueprints here. The last 2 spots are just okay, the area outside the breach room and the upper power station. But make sure to check the buses and the cars near the extraction elevator. They hold specific loot unique to this area as well. From the outside, this place looks empty, but the loot pool is awesome. If it is electrical or industrial, being sensors, processors, advanced components, you will find it here. Plus a decent amount of guns. Now let's crunch the numbers. The low is 60,908. This felt weirdly low. I actually thought we missed a room, but nope, that was the floor. The high is a staggering 99,274. For an industrial area, that is really good. And the crazy thing, that run didn't even feel special. The value just creeps up on you. The average that we got is a solid 76,717. And the verdict is this: the loot is very focused, especially on materials, and you should be finding at least 1 blueprint per run. It's big enough to feed a full trio and usually very quiet. The only catch, if the harvester event is active, be careful. That draws players in like magnets. Otherwise, loot it all and enjoy the gains. Alright, let's talk about the testing annex. I don't know why, but this place just feels like home. It's cozy, the lighting's nice, and it's right next to the extraction, which is a huge plus. I absolutely love that it has a lot of medical supplies. Is this place going to make you rich instantly? Nothing crazy, no. but for 1 or 2 people it's honestly pretty decent. The best thing about it is that it actually has 2 locked key rooms. Now, even though we aren't including those in our calculations today, just knowing they're there makes the area pretty damn cool. I break this place down into 3, well, actually 4 main areas. First, you have the lobby. You've got a few red lockers, the admin desk with some goodies, and electrical parts scattered around the computers. You'll actually notice a trend here. The most valuable loose loot is actually sitting right here in this room. Next is what I call the balcony room, though it's really more of a massive testing or control room. This spot is where you want to be for electrical parts, and it has a chance to spawn the breach locker. If you head towards the left side where you can see the control tower, there are a few extra lockers tucked away that people sometimes miss. Then there's the medical wing and its side rooms. This place is generally solid. You can reliably find 1 or 2 medical bags, syringes, and other meds, which in my opinion is a lifesaver. The side room has a wall of drawers which usually contain decent loot, so don't ignore them. Finally, there's the middle area. The second floor is usually a dead zone, but if you drop to the bottom, you will almost always find Great Moulin and a few ticks guarding it. Okay, let's get to the actual numbers. We ran the spot 6 times, and the values were actually very close to each other, which I really like. The lowest amount we extracted with was 48,521. For 2 people, that is not even that bad. It pays for your kit and then some. The highest amount was 72,935, but as I mentioned earlier, that was largely because we got lucky with the breach locker spawn. If you take out the outlier, the most consistent number we saw was hovering right around 50,000. That brings our total average for testing Annex to 53,890 coins. So statistically, it sits a little below the power generator complex in raw value, but my verdict, the loot here is incredibly consistent. If you want to leave an area with 40k plus every single time without rolling the dice, testing Annex is your guy. The only real problem, it's kind of hot. We fought other players 3 times out of 6. That makes it significantly more dangerous than the previous 2 areas. I believe this is because there are technically 5 player spawns right next to Testing Annex. Even though Power Gen has 6 spawns, Testing Annex is the spot everyone kind of feels comfortable looting, so they flock here. Definitely visit it, but keep your gun up. And here we go. We have officially entered the heavyweight division. We only have the 2 best loot spots left to go, Hydrophonics and Research and Admin. These 2 are the clear winners of the map, but which one actually takes the crown? Well, let's just say Research has some serious hands, but Hydrophonics is no slouch. Let's start right here with the Hydrophonics Dome Complex. In my opinion, this place is criminally overlooked. I noticed a lot of players skip it, which is crazy because not only is it visually stunning, but the looting pattern is incredibly straightforward. You literally look for the giant rounded domes and check the immediate area around them. It's hard to get lost here. The complex is split into 4 main areas. 2 of these are a little underwhelming, but the big ones, they are absolutely cracked. We start with the first dome in the north. It's the smaller one, usually holding some basics on the metal shelves, as well as fertilizer and possibly some moss inside those hydro tubes. Don't just run between the domes though. Check the area in between, specifically that weird vehicle parked there. It usually spawns mechanical components, metal parts, and other stuff, so it's free money. The second small dome is pretty much a copy-paste of the first. It has okay loot and it's worth visiting if you're 100% clearing the area. But if you're just passing through, you should always prioritize the 2 bigger domes. Now for the main event, the south dome. Because it's the biggest, it is always the center of attention. The loot density here is wild. Plenty of expensive items on shelves, red lockers, and a very high chance for a gun crate to spawn. Honestly, if you're lucky, you can walk away with 50 to 60k worth of loot just from this one area alone. And finally, you have the East Dome. Do not skip this. It spawns red lockers, medical bags, and fertilizer, which is expensive on its own. Now, I need to add a massive disclaimer here. This dome also spawns a breach locker. However, when I recorded this data, I had already completed the expedition and sent my raider far away from the rust belt, so my level and skill points were reset. I found that locker multiple times, but I literally couldn't open it, so the numbers you're about to see do not include that locker. If you have the breacher skill unlocked, go ahead and mentally add another 8 to 10k to like 2 or 3 of those totals. Even without the locker though, the numbers here truly surprised me. I expected way less. The lowest amount that we could possibly extract with was 84,192. And keep in mind, we were in a huge hurry during this run because raiders were hunting us, so we had to extract through the hatch. We probably missed some things and still hit 84k. The highest amount was an astonishing 127,203. Again, this is without the breach locker, and the average is a massive 103,983 coins. As an average, crossing the 100k mark is impressive. The price you pay is danger. it is hazardous. We directly engaged in fights 3 times and saw squads 2 other times. That means in 5 out of 6 runs, we were not alone. If you come here, be on your toes and expect a fight. But strictly speaking about loot, Hydrophonics is perfect for a full trio. There's so much stuff here, you could probably even share it with a second squad, if they don't shoot you first. It's visually cool, loot dense, and definitely a top tier spot. And now the moment of truth. We have arrived at the potential champion of Dam Battlegrounds loot spots, Research and Admin. This place is small, but the loot density is absolutely insane. It doesn't take long to clear and everything is crowded into one tight area, which is perfect for efficiency. The biggest red flag here though, you are surrounded by players constantly. They're either rushing the key room on the first floor or sprinting to the control tower. You will hear footsteps, but surprisingly, in our testing, we didn't encounter nearly as many people face to face as I thought we would. Now, separating the looting areas is kind of tough because technically it's just one massive floor, but for the sake of science, let's break it down into 4 zones. First is the cafeteria and its side room, the one with the separate outside entrance. The spot is solid, the cafeteria itself can spawn a raider bag, which is huge, and the side room is lined with drawers. It's mostly regular loot, but there's so much of it that it's definitely worth stopping by. The second area covers the administrative and electrical rooms on the east side. The loot here gets a bit more technical. You can definitely find decent value items like processors, sensors, speakers, canisters, and yes, even the legendary rubber ducks. The third zone is the medical wing. Also, the showers and the lockers just outside of them. Listen to me, this is the best area in the building. It pretty much always spawns epic rarity valuables. I'm talking snow globes, magnetic accelerators, Lances mixtapes. Never ever skip this area. And if you're hurting, the corner room is your priority for meds. Fourth, we have the research rooms on the northwest side. This is where you top off your kit. You can find Vita shots, Vita sprays, and high tier electrical components inside the computers. The best part, 98% of this loot is on that one single floor. You can strip this entire place with 2 or 3 people in under 10 minutes. Anyway, the final stretch, the numbers. Did it beat Hydrophonics? The lowest amount we extracted with was 85,178. This is basically tied with Hydrophonics' lowest run. The high was 134,473.
But wait, there's more.
We didn't just hit that number once. We hit a similar amount 3 separate times. This facility is absolute heaven for you little loot goblins. A lot of it is high value single slot items that are easily sellable. That brings the average for research and admin to 113,992 coins. It is official. We have beaten Hydrophonics. Now you're probably asking, how bad were the player interactions? Surprisingly good actually. Out of 6 runs, we only fought face to face 2 times. One other time, a squad rolled up while we were finishing up, but we just dipped. No need to take a 50-50 fight if you're already rich. And the last time, well, I'll let you see for yourself.
To be fair, I didn't hit any of the lockers.
He's right here.
Raider, down there.
Don't fight him. How does he not see us? Hey man, how's it going?
Right there.
What? Is he?
Nah, we gotta kill him.
What? Hello? Alright, let's get out of here. We're just getting out. What is wrong with this guy? So yeah, it feels slightly less intimidating than Hydrophonics, but don't get comfortable, players are always nearby. If a squad decides to breach, it's a do or die situation. But if you're quiet, loot fast and get out, you are going to be rich. So the clear winner of Dam Battlegrounds is Research and Admin. If this helped you get rich, subscribe. Bye!